Gentlemen, I don't even know what to say. I know I want to say a lot of different things, but I don't want this video to last for a long time. And since this is the final findings video that we're going to do for this season, I might as well tell you the most important thing that you need to know. Today's findings: be a good leader. Let's get it in. So, gentlemen, you may notice that when I'm talking to you about things, I speak to you way more harsh than I ever do with the ladies. And part of it is because you could take it, and it's the benefit of being a man. I don't have to sit there and pull my punches. I can just talk to you. I can just spit. But the other thing, the major thing, is that this issue, the things that we're dealing with here, they're imperative. They're not small. It's truly something that's kind of destroying the world right now. And just in case you think I'm being overly dramatic, there are flocks of dudes right now leaving America to go find a wife in another country. There's whole countries right now that are dying off because their population's too old because of lack of procreation. They just can't get it together. This whole thing between men and women is coming to a head, and not in a fun way. It's pretty jacked up right now. The point is that the problem is not small, and it's not going to get any better unless good men do something about it. And yes, I mean specifically men, gentlemen. I mean you, all of us. It's our job to fix it. Does it suck? Yeah, but that's the point. We are the leader. We're supposed to be anyway. And I know you might be thinking, well, that's not fair, and we didn't start it and all this stuff. I want to teach you a rule that you should follow for the rest of your life. When you are at the bottom, it doesn't matter how you got there. You ain't got time to think about blame. You ain't got time to be pointing fingers. All you have time to do is get out of that. Get out. And yes, we as men have to take the first step. We're supposed to be the leaders, yeah? So that's up to us. It sucks, but that's the game. That's how the game go. We need to keep it moving. But in being the leader, in being the one who's gonna at least initiate and begin to get all of us out of this situation, we need to make sure that we are being good. And I don't mean just being good as in, oh, I'm a good boy or I'm a good guy. I mean being good as in efficient. I mean being good as in we know what we're doing. So if you need help with that, especially if you're saying to yourself, well, I've never led in my relationship, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what you got me for. That's what you got these videos for. Keep coming back here and I will teach you how to lead in your relationship, especially if you've never done it before. If you've never done it before, you better start right now. And if you're not in a relationship, hey, you're in a prime position to start off leading. But the point is, when it comes to men and women breaking apart, it doesn't matter how we got here or what society has put us through and all that other stuff. The point is, we have to be the ones as the men to lead it to this togetherness thing. Now, we can't do everything. It's not going to be perfect. And everything I teach you, there's always a room for error, and we can only control what's on our end. But you should still be doing everything that's in your power to do your job, to do it right. So if you're going to be the leader, if you're going to be king, if you're going to be all these names you want to call yourself, if you're going to be king, be a benevolent king. Be fair, be honorable, be good, be kind. Do and be all the things that you know to be right and true. And this is starting to sound a little sappy, but I mean that. And you know this. You know that if you have a family, you got a woman, you got a girl, you got kids or whatever, you love them. You want to do right. You want to do good. And yes, gentlemen, I know. I hear you. Do you understand who she is and trying to lead her? She doesn't want to be led. I got you. Trust me, I hear you. I get it. Is she crazy? Yes. Yes, she is. Does she make you want to pull your hair out? Absolutely. does. I know. I know what it's like. But like I said, there's two things to remember. Number one, already told you, you got me. So keep coming back here. This is just a findings video, so I'm not going to go into mad detail on how to make sure you lead well and get her to follow you. There's going to be videos for that. But if you really want to know, put hell yeah in the comments. And we will make sure we get that video out quicker than we were originally going to do that. All right? But number two is kind of fun. Number two, I'm going to teach you a secret. It's a thing that I learned as a kid, and when I learned it, it was one of the most golden pieces of game knowledge that I ever got in my life. So it's like this. Elizabeth Taylor, back in the day, she used to have these commercials about this perfume she had called White Diamonds, right? And so there was all these commercials. She's like, white diamonds. And it was her walking through these places and all these men would be falling all over her. And she would say something like, she's like, oh, I want this or I want that. She would be constantly changing her mind with what she wants. And she'd be pointing at different dudes and wanting dudes and then changing her mind about that dude. And she had all of these. It was like a series of like 4 or 5 different commercials. But then they had like a man version of that same perfume. It was like White Diamonds for men. And instead of Elizabeth Taylor, they had Burt Reynolds. Came out, dressed all pimpish, laid out. And he said some of the coldest game I ever heard come out of a white man's mouth. And I never forgot it. And it goes like this.
A woman's prerogative to change her mind. A man's prerogative to change it back.
To change it back. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. If you don't understand what that means, it's what I have told you gentlemen before. Your girl, as crazy as she is, as much as she wants things, what she wants is a temporary state of being. It's what she wants right now. She might have the ability to change her mind every 5 seconds, but you get to command. Our women will fall in line. And in case there's a woman listening and she's like, oh my gosh, that's not right. Don't listen to her. She don't know what she's talking about. I will teach you, gentlemen, how to do it. And again, this is why I said, if you're going to lead, be benevolent, be kind, be fair, because you do have the power to change your mind. And it is amazing. It's one of the beauties of a man dealing with a woman is because she isn't solid a lot of the time in anything she wants, in anything she thinks. She's constantly going to the left and the right at the same damn time. We get to direct and drive and show and be like, this is what we're gonna do, okay? And again, in these future videos and some in the past, I will teach you exactly how to do that. All right? So, like I said, these are just the finding videos, just a little something to get your brain cooking and get you understanding the baseline of all the different lessons that you're going to be learning throughout this next season. So, next episode should be back to the normal videos, if I've done my calculations correctly. And hope this winter break was good for everybody else. And that was today's lesson. So now you know the deal. Throw thumbs, subscribe, and slide this video to somebody else who might need to hear it, all right? Till next time, deuce deuce.